it's kind of interesting. It's kind of happened because we have got these 2 extra events before the Cup. We'll get back to that. Looks like Lulu's going to pull the trigger.
Let's start this final. Lulu gets the first wave. Wide open section for her to drill right there. A mountain of whitewater. That's double overhead is slowing her down, but she will make it out in front. It was a nice cut back as she's gone the distance. Always smooth with her rail work. Lulu punching out the whitewater to start off with some great maneuvers to try to put pressure on the Australian.
Straight up into the lip, and I just love the intention there. I think that's that's going to be definitely a point of difference, and I feel like obviously the judges here, they're looking for those big open calves on that open face, but I think the point of difference is the moment you go up into the lip and you get that acute angle going and you're putting a little bit more degree of difficulty onto it, they're really rewarding it. The breakdown of Kanoa and Morgan, I think Jack has that more raw power, whereas Kanoa's more precision, so it's going to be a good battle.
First wave for Isabella Nichols as she throws the first turn through the whitewater. Drawing a beautiful down carve, extending that one down to the flats, and then punches out the lip. What a combo. Isabella now patient off the bottom. Great timing once again off the lip.
This wave is the one I want to break down. This is a big score load. She waited a while for it, but like you said, Joey, wave selection on point. This maneuver here is the one I want to highlight. She down carves on purpose, really sets herself up back in the pocket to snap up into the second turn. All intentional, and just the foresight for that was really impressive. She doesn't finish there. She backs it up with a snap like that, dynamic to finish. Started strong, finished strong. This moment here, just really extending that carve right the way back down. And it puts her in the perfect position to pivot from behind the foam and tap this section here. That combination, that was the favourite single moment on that wave for me. I just really feel that we are going to see excellence here.
Gosh, really enjoyed that breakdown flick. Yeah, that down carve was everything. And the pace of this wave. Patience paying off. Lulu's on the next one. Luana lights up the end section, lays back a bit, and then picks herself back up for the completion. Something better. Let's go to Lulu's work out the back here.
Yeah, let's see what Lulu got done. Nice arcing turn there, cuts right back to the source. Sticks with it here. She wants to get around this, very similar to that opening 5-point ride. She almost looks like she's bringing that first turn that little bit too far back around, getting a little bit caught, but she gets a nice finish here. Really hangs on that wave, really makes her work for it.
Back-to-back finals. Can't imagine how she's feeling right now.
I'd say she's feeling pretty good with a start of an 8.33.
She's in the go zone, up and out. She'll step off of that wave. Luana with priority and the lead, but you'd probably rather have that excellent score. Lulu is going to go for something big here. Driving down the line, has the speed. Bit of downtime again, but she's got time. And trying to get there early, she'll get clipped. Waves on the way. Isabella Nichols doesn't need much for the lead. She'll attack that first section. She's had the flow and the rhythm on the bowl. Waves really full on the face, but she will just S back and forth with that DHD. Darren Hanley, one of the more successful shapers in Bell's history in the modern day era, and he's loving the look of that board. Isabel's loving the look of that finishing move.
There was a couple of moments on here, this first turn, where she goes straight up into the lip, hits that section. She's going to be rewarded well for that. Comes around here, things do get a bit sleepy, but just the redirect, the read through this fuller section of water and awareness here as well, this carve down, she actually brings this one right back. Does a little redirect here just to position herself to hit this and square up there. She's going to back up this 8.33 really well. I think a lot of those points are going to come from that first turn that we just saw again here. For me, it has to, this board, everything, the flow, the momentum, the confidence that she's got. She's finishing powerfully too, and it just... wave of consequence and the world title decided.
Watching this now, Lulu's got some open face to play with. Jams that first wrap. Nice flow down to the bottom. Redirects almost goes down, but she recovers. Settling into that wrap on the open face, timing the finishing move. Every single turn. What happened to Lulu on this one?
Oh, Lulu just got a little bit off kilter. It was all happening in that first arcing maneuver. She got a little bit hung up and then just looked like her foot wasn't completely set where she wanted it on that second carving maneuver, and it just, she gets a finish here.
She goes down. Isabella still swinging behind her. Isabella attacking that section, landing it perfectly, and throwing it up in a wild rapid of the whitewater.
Just gets gobbled up by that converging bit of whitewash, and then behind her, Bella just picking a beautiful wave again. This was a pretty dynamic turn as she gets around this section. She really throws it up there into the lip really late.
Wow.
Really late. But she just, there was a couple of moments there. I mean, that last foam climb.
Opportunity now for Luana Silva. Isabella doesn't take it with priority because she is so good at wave selection. She just goes, nah, that's not it. You can have it throughout this event. From Tyler Wright to world number 1, Gabby Bryan, earlier in the rematch from El Salvador. And not a final, but Silvana getting a 10 out here as well in the past. A Brazilian Bells champ. Lulu wants to get one more for Brazil here. Getting started, needing a 9.59. Couple wrapping cutbacks. Silva pushes out in front. There's the fading turn. Needs to be perfect on this one. She will get up to the lip and step off. It's a giant win. A timeless trophy. The bell belongs to Isabella Nichols.